Welcome to another episode of FTB Infinity Evolved Skyblock with Arturio Emerys. So, I have a lot of things to talk about. I've been pretty busy over the last several days doing things that I've been wanting to do for a while. And the first thing you may notice is that all of this is gone. All of my industrial complex is all gone. And the reason is, I finally finished all that. I had it set up to kind of bypass normal operation in order to get the dusts to make the ores in the induction smelter for various things. And once I finally finished all of this, which took a long time, I decided to move it all. So I didn't really like the look of the industrial complex up here in the upper world, where I kind of want everything to be kind of more natural stuff, with the exception of the mob farm and the smelteries. I mean, those can't really, there's not really any other place to put those, so they're going to stay there. But let's just start over here and we'll start talking about some of the stuff I did. You see this here? We'll start right here. So oh, no, do not eat soybeans. I need those, that's my fuel source. So this farm hasn't moved, but I did put these sprinklers in that I had up earlier for when I was doing Pam's Harvest Craft the hard way. And these are useful since this is how I'm getting my fuel, or how I'm making power. It's good to have the sprinkler set up to kind of speed them up. Now I can use bone meal on them, I can use the watering can and all that stuff, but with the sprinklers, normally these will grow fast enough that I don't really have to resort to those methods. You see, do I got 64 of everything? I'm missing a spinach and a mushroom. That's the spinach, or that's the mushroom. Did I eat one of my spinach? I may have eaten one of my spinaches. All right, because I don't want to mess up the numbering, or not the numbering, but the processing, I'm going to see if I have a spinach in here, which hopefully I do, which will bring it up to 60. I may not. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Have I mentioned my OCD? I mean, I'm not tremendously OCD, but I do have kind of OCD-like features. Is that, yeah, that one's mature, okay. So I can do that. And then what I'm gonna do, I know this is crazy, I'm gonna toss these other three. And again, I'm trying to keep a consistent amount in what I'm gonna show you in a minute. So we'll put that away, and we'll move all these down here. So now that we have a stack of each, spinach, mushrooms, soybean, and wheat. And you can see they're kind of getting drawn somewhere. Lava system's gone. I've got cobblestone here. Let's go downstairs and see what's happened. Quite a bit has happened down here. So this over here is the processing system for my culinary generator based fuel farm. So this is laid out exactly like the other one was. The only difference is it's now down here, and also the water is this little mini platform here. This is where the water comes from. So I moved that water system from up top to down here. And this works the same way. And it also automatically feeds those two barrels. So I'm getting all the salt produced that I need, and I've got water for the dough, and this all works just perfectly fine. Okay, now, so the wheat comes down here. And that's interesting. There's 5 stacks of wheat there. Why is it not passing through? There's the mortar and pestle. Why are there seeds in there? There should not be seeds in there. Okay. I'm not exactly sure where those came from. All right, so this will get back to work. I had not realized that this wasn't working. So unfortunately, that means that these are not going to be in sync like I had hoped, but I will just let it go. All right, so anyway, all of this is making beef Wellington. The beef Wellington comes over here. These culinary generators are being fed. And all of these culinary generators, all they're doing is they're powering these 6 macerators. Okay? So over here, I've got a couple of cobblestone generators. This one is going up top. That was that barrel up top with cobblestone in it. It's also feeding this lava generation system. The lava generation system is going up top, and this is what is feeding the 2 smelteries, making sure that they have lava. Now this cobblestone generator feeds these macerators. And I've got a rationing pipe on each one of these, so each one of these should at all times have basically a stack. Okay? So this one, the macerator is just making gravel, and the gravel's just going to this barrel here. So this has nothing but gravel in it. This one over here, there's 2 of them. So the cobblestone comes in, it produces gravel. The gravel goes into the second one, which produces sand. The sand goes into this barrel, so that's where sand goes. And this produces dust. It's a 3-step process. Dust comes out of it. I used macerators because they're fairly easy to create at this stage of where I am in the game. You know, I can make all of this stuff now. So this was very doable. So then the gravel, the sand, and the dust travel up these pipes over into each of these processing areas. And this is similar to what I had upstairs. It's the same basic setup. It's just laid out a little differently. So the sieves here process what they get. The ore cycles through this way, and the byproducts of sieving go this way. So once all the gravel ores have been sieved, combined, and then crushed in the hammer, they go over to this system here where they're combined and sieved, or not sieved, crushed, which goes over to this bypass where they're combined, and then at that point they exit out into the furnaces. What gets produced in the furnaces is drawn back and then up this pipe over to the sorting system where the inventory management of the compacting drawers and regular drawers is over here. So sand gets processed here, dust gets processed here, and again, all of the secondary items, they get drawn off and sent up to the inventory management area, and everything else, all of the ores travel through it. So it's a little different than how it was laid out before, but it works. It's not quite as well. I mean, in some ways, it's more compact than the other way, but it's just a little different. For all of this half of the system, I'm using a steam boiler. And this takes quite a bit of steel to set up. I'm not completely done setting everything up. I've only just started moving all of my machines down here. So once you get this set up, you put some industrial steam engines on it. They have to have an on-off switch. They have to be turned on, so that's what these redstone blocks are. They basically just keep these running. This system here auto feeds charcoal block, or not charcoal, coal blocks into it. And basically I just took all the coal that I had and fed it into the system and just let this run. And this will make coal blocks. And that gets drawn down into this barrel. Because of the way this is set up, if you overfeed this, it sprays out the top all over the place, and that's what this vacuum hopper is. Any excess that gets thrown into the system, the vacuum hopper will pick up and then it will put in this barrel. Now the bad thing about this is if I pick up anything that isn't coal blocks, this is going to gum up the system. So I have to be kind of careful about this. So, but yeah, this one high pressure boiler tank and solid fueled boiler firebox with 8 of these industrial steam engines. Each one of these produces 80 RF a tick once they're fully up to steam. That's enough to power all of this. So that works pretty well. And let me show you. This is where the coal goes. So the coal that's being produced by the system goes here, and that's not quite 4 stacks. So I'll take 3 out, and I'll dump them in here. And this will basically make about 20 coal blocks is, I think, what it'll make. Yeah, and already it's pretty much, you know. Yeah, okay. So that's how that works. This won't keep up. It will not produce enough coal to keep this self-sustaining. And since there aren't coal seeds, I'm going to have to figure out something else. Now, what I can do, where is my trash can? I did finally make use of my tool forge here that I made a few episodes ago and haven't gotten around to using it. And I made steel, and I've got a steel lumber axe. And what's great about this, oh, one thing I forgot to tell you, apparently I had this set to Moody, and I didn't realize I had done that. I normally play in the bright video settings, and you know, it's just kind of, when I start on a new world, that's like one of the first things I do is I go change it to bright rather than Moody. And I thought I had done that, and that's why I was so perplexed why it was dark all the time. But I finally went and checked, and yeah, it somehow it had got set to Moody, and that's why it was dark all the time. So this is much better. I'm hoping you guys like this better. Anyway, the lumber axe. This is what the lumber axe does for you. Chop down that bottom log fairly quickly. It chops down the entire tree. So until I can get a tree farm set up, and I don't want to do the Steve's Carts thing. I'm just not a fan. It's not, you know, I know some people like it, but you know, it doesn't do a whole lot for me. But anyway, until I can get an MFR tree farm going, I can do this. And relatively quickly, I can get wood this way. It would be a little easier to gather all this stuff up if I had a magnet, which I think in Botania there's a magnet. Okay, so I'm a little more than halfway. I know this is kind of tedious to watch, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of what's involved here. Oh, and the farm animals. I do kill them from time to time just because they're kind of annoying to have wander around, but, you know, what can you do? I shouldn't have put the grass seed down, but I needed grassy areas for Botania. I think for the floral fertilizer, I needed to make some regular flowers, and I had to bone meal grass or something. I don't exactly remember what, but it was something along those lines. I mean, it does look a little better. You know, if this is the entire universe, it's nice to have a little bit of greenery. So, almost done here. Yeah, why don't you guys get out of here. Okay, now that that's done, let me replant these trees. And I will be back in just a minute. Okay, now that that's done, we'll take this these leftover saplings, we'll throw them in there. Can I compost? Let me see if I can compost meat. Yeah, I guess I can. Okay, that's good to know. All right, so let's put this away. And that gives me 14 stacks of wood, which I'm going to need because in the next episode we're going to do something about this. I've started to kind of overfill some of my supply here, and I need to do something about that. So next episode we're going to do some drawer upgrades. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, it would be great if you could leave a like on the video. If you haven't subscribed, it would be awesome if you could subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them on YouTube and I'll answer them when I can. Thank you for watching. This is Arturio Emerys signing out.